Greetings, YouTube family. I just wanted to do an updated video on what my 4-year-old does for his homeschool kind of sit down work. I'm at the beginning of the day. So my son, my youngest, is 4, almost 5 years old in a couple of months. And what I start them off with is usually 2 activities. It might be 2 worksheets, a combination of 2 activities that I know he can do at his table just as a warm-up. So what you see here is one of those dry erase marker mats, 6 through 10. He did 1 through 5 yesterday. And just to review his numbers, he has our and shapes in rectangles. I kind of make these for him on different themes, and he's actually up on to the 50s, I think, now. But we are going to do a sequencing activity with this later. Once he finishes 2 activities at his table, then he goes down to the floor, and I usually have some type of puzzle from his shelf. And he does do shelf work where he has a shelf where he can pull activities through all through the week. And so I'll usually choose a puzzle from there, activity from there, or a logic file folder game. Okay, so after we do that, he moves on to doing his letters. And he generally has multiple flashcards. And today we were just using these flashcards here where he just goes through the letter sounds because he knows all the letter names, but we're just making sure he can get those letter sounds down. After we do some letter review, then he moves on to some phonics activities. So this is from JDA's bundle. I believe this is the pre-kindergarten or the preschool sheets. Just listening into some background sound here. I just had a quick interruption, so if I repeat myself, please forgive me. But I do provide these letter activities here for my son, and trying to get my train of thought back here. And that's real life, right, with the little ones. But we do have an interactive notebook that I created for my son here. And I tried to do different shapes or so. And this came from one of JDA's activities here. If I remember which one I bought some years back, I'll put it in the description box below. But I do put things in certain shapes just to review those shapes. And he cuts them out and he colors them. And this is going to be our little keepsake. So he usually has a letter a week, and we're going to do some blends after this. So that's going to be kind of interesting. This is the first time I'm going to be doing that as an interactive notebook. So now we will see how it goes. And then after that, we'll focus on the letter here. And I chose to print these out because my daughter, she's very into her art. And so actually what we do is just let her take this sheet, and so she can do her art on the other side. So just to repurpose it. So that's why we didn't buy the actual books. So the next activity, usually after letters and phonics and such, is we'll do usually number flashcards. But for this week, since we're doing a lot of review sequencing, then I just take all these pieces here and I'll just have him put them in order. So he knows how to go from 20 to 29. And I'm actually was testing him on that just to see if he could do it. And once we lay all of them out and he actually does that work, I'll have him go backwards from 29 to 20. And like yesterday, he did 11 through 19, and he recited backwards 19 through 11. So I do have him do that work. So that was part of his number work. And this was a cut up game here. I forget what this card game is here. It's kind of like a dominoes, but I just cut up the cards. We've had this for a few years or so. And I just have him to count them and just match. Count and match. And so there's a whole bunch of these cards. So what I do when I do my prep, I usually will pull 6 or 7 of these cards here or there, and then he just lets me know what number he sees, and then he just, just matches them up pretty easy. So generally how we end our homeschool session in the morning is I'll have him choose 2 books for me to read to him to make sure that he's getting that reading in every day, or at least when we're doing our work 4 to 5 times out of the week. So that is how we're doing it right now, and I'll keep you updated on those blends and how that's going, and hopefully I'll be able to come back and share any other updates, anything that we're doing differently, or just to give more ideas on how you can work with a preschooler or a kindergarten student. All right, thank you for watching, and do leave your comments below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.